Welcome to the Retro Blood.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Retro Blood. As we continue this month-long look into one J.H. Allison's pick for his birthday month, talking the creative genius mind of Ulli Lommel, for saying that name right. And up next in his catalog of films, if y'all like cheesy 80s cop buddy movies, which I couldn't really tell if it was supposed to be a spoof or not, which it kind of was a spoof, I guess. If y'all like the Yakuza taking over Little Tokyo, brother. If y'all like a guy who looks like Tom Selleck, who thinks he had great arms, but he didn't. They were actually kind of small during the whole movie. But he had to be in his contract. He had to wear a muscle shirt every other scene. All right. If y'all like a samurai detective cop who has honor, who died really easy at the end, then this is the review for you, because the Retro Blood is talking all about Overkill. J.H. Alison, James Kline, what's happening, Alison? How is your fighting off the Yakuza there in Little Tokyo with Tom Selleck? How do you like that?
Tom Selleck, yeah, man, this was something else, wasn't it?
So the guy was like a mix. He kind of like, he looked like Tom Selleck mixed in with the guy from Queen. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, a little bit. I thought he looked like Scott Hall before he changed his look.
Well, Scott Hall was way buffer than this fucking dude.
Of course.
This guy thought he was Scott Hall with his little muscle shirt on. Smallest arms I know. Brother, he don't got none of these bad boys right there. All right?
No, he didn't have any guns.
He didn't have the guns. He thought he did, though. Walking around here. So, but yeah, this one was this a spoof? Or is it just...
It was not a spoof, but it was, to me, I'm pretty sure it was just like, they watched Miami Vice and said, let's make something like that.
Well, it's supposed to be like, I guess during this particular time, besides horror, you know what I mean? They were trying to do like that buddies, the 80s buddy cop movies.
It's like, it's kind of like a buddy cop, Yakuza gangster movie, sort of.
So when I was watching it, I just could not figure it out if this movie was supposed to be like a spoof off an action movie or a spoof off one of those, like, you know, like those action, like Japanese movies. Because like the things that this guy was doing, the main character, what was his name? Michael? With the Tom Selleck looking motherfucker. Let me get his name over here. Mickey, my bad. Mickey. All right. Yeah. The rogue LAPD cop guy. The last samurai cop, all right. This fucking guy, like when he was following around the Yakuza with those huge binoculars, I just kind of like. They had that one scene where he has like the binoculars, and he's like he's watching the Yakuza guys rough up some people with so coke or whatever, all right.
Right.
And he's watching them like you didn't even need the binoculars to watch the guys, like you could clearly see them through your eyes, but he had these giant binoculars watching him, and then they go, and then he like, hides, and then when they go off, he does the binoculars again. I mean, come on, man. Was that not This is not comedy? I was laughing my ass off during this whole film.
Was definitely comedy. It was definitely comedy. I just don't think it was supposed to be.
I mean, I was laughing my ass off in this whole movie, to be honest with you. That was hilarious.
This will be a spoiler for a little bit at the end of the show, but my absolute favorite part of the whole movie was where he decides that he's going to learn how to be a samurai and a sushi chef. But there's only 7 minutes left in the movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is he gonna do in 7 minutes?
And I was like, okay, let's train to be a samurai. What should we do? We'll hold the sword. We'll go up in our head, and we'll scream. Ah,
yeah.
We're
gonna watch other people do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna watch other people do it, and that's all we have to do, right?
Samurai master now. Tom Cruise, take a hike. All right, get out of here, brother. You ain't the last samurai.
We'll talk about this scene
All
a little
right.
bit more when we get there. But yeah, this was, I don't know. I enjoyed myself watching this.
I actually did too. And okay, I did and I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I almost fell asleep during one of the parts because it was kind of boring.
Well,
but
yeah, go ahead.
I don't know who the hell. Maybe we could look it up because I don't know if I have it in my notes or not. But who the fuck edited this film, man? This is like a TNA. Like, we do one scene, we cut to the back, brother. All right, we get cutting. You shoot him first, I cut to the back. I mean, every second, like the action sequence, like when remember when he was doing the stripper thing?
Yeah,
he was like randomly a stripper, and then the Yakuza guys are trying to like get money from the strip club or whatever, and then he goes and attacks him, and then we just cut to a whole different. Like what the hell? What did he do? What's going on here, man? Who the hell edited this shit?
I'm pretty sure Ulli Lommel edited himself.
Holy fuck, bro! Like
it definitely has really bad editing.
This is like TikTok before like TikTok was a thing. The editing,
right?
Style. Like
it's just like
moments. We got moments here. They were doing WrestleMania in this movie. They gave us moments, no action, moments. We got moments.
Just moments.
Yeah.
My thought is that he just ran out of time, and he had to get the movie finished, and he's just like, all right, let's just put it together.
I'm telling you, man, I didn't know what to do. Like it was just I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the editing was just too much. Like that's why I thought it was a spoof. Like I thought it was just a spoof movie. All right, it was something else, man. But we'll get to the full breakdown here on this show.
Yeah.
But everybody, we're gonna do stuff a little different for this episode of the Retro Blood when it comes to our history segment because if y'all been listening to us for a long time and if y'all are new viewers or long-time viewers, you know that me and Alison, every episode we talk about what is going on in the world of the pro wrestling and the metal music. The way we like to do that, we just have to spice up the show, you know what I mean? Talk about some other stuff. Talk about what's going on in the world when this straight-to-home video Tourette's movie came out. All right?
Yes.
So, but we're going to do stuff a little different because it is WrestleMania season here on the Retro Blood and in the 2026. So what we decided to do is pivot the history stuff talking about this year's WrestleMania. All right? And if you go on our past archives, you can see that myself and Alison have talked about WrestleManias before that are not in the 80s and stuff. That's what we're going to do over here. All right? Because WrestleMania Night 1, Saturday, aired last night.
Yes.
All right? And we're just going to go over some of the matches and give our opinions about it. All right? So we'll start off. First of all, Alison, before we get into the full review as a whole, how did you like this Saturday's WrestleMania?
I liked it good. I thought it was a good show. I think tonight's show is going to be better, but I thought it was a good show.
I thought tonight was a good show, and I did hear about some of the complaints that were going through people, but I didn't experience that too much. I think I know why. All right. So a big, I don't know if this happened to you, but people were complaining about there was like way too much commercials during this WrestleMania.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, me too.
And we don't really get commercials, but it does. But it did keep cutting to just like Raw does, where it would say back in 3 minutes or whatever. And we would see a 3-minute clip of the Hulk Hogan documentary.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have annoyed the shit out of me if I were watching it on ESPN.
Yeah.
It would have been like watching just an ESPN TV show with constant commercials in it.
Yeah.
But that has been a problem or something I've noticed since TKO has taken over.
Yeah.
It's just constant ads. I mean, there's ads all over the mat. Every turnbuckle has an ad.
Well, there's some records out there that show that the whole WrestleMania night, one yesterday.
Yeah.
They had an hour and 25 minutes of actual match time compared to a 3-hour show.
Wow.
So I didn't really experience that. Maybe I'll get this tip for everybody. This is what I did. So me and Alison, we have the VPN, right?
Yeah.
I noticed when you click the Netherlands, you don't get like almost any commercial. All right. Like you just get they just go straight to the segment or like the promotional videos. The only commercial I remember seeing is one of the many Hulk Hogan documentary ones. All right.
Yeah, I mean that's the same way it was for me when I was connected to London.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So I didn't actually see any ads, but like it would be. But yeah, there would be a lot of ads. But I mean, there's ads everywhere though. There's ads on the turnbuckles. There's ads everywhere, on the mat now.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean that's
to me. It's a little bit too much.
It's just like how much money can we make, and we should have known this would happen as soon as Vince sold it to TKO. But
yeah, because look at the UFC, man, they put ads everywhere. So
yeah, one big complaint I would have is that the matches for the most part were really short.
Yeah, which is way different.
Way different than normal. Or than AEW's or the way WrestleMania used to be. But I mean, like the opening match was 7 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Jacob and Drew was 14 minutes, so that's good. The girls' tag match with 4 teams and it was 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
Becky and AJ Lee was 8 minutes long.
So
yeah,
we'll break it down here. So let's just start with the. But yeah, I mean, there's another thing too. I guess like Netflix is trying to like break down some of the VPNs. So my advice for everybody out there, just like if because this happened to me a couple of times, like when I would choose the Canadian server, every once in a while Netflix is like you're using a proxy or whatever. But if you just go outside of Canada, maybe use like London or Netherlands, I haven't had that problem yet.
Yeah.
So
go to Europe is what I would recommend.
Yeah. But let's get it going. First of all, we start off the night with John Cena in a suit. There you go.
Corporate he looked like a gangster.
I know he did kind of look like a gangster. All I can notice is, man, this guy has fixed his hair.
He definitely has fixed his hair.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start fixing my hair too, like John Cena. You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. All right?
You got to do what you got to do, man.
I thought he did fine. Host guy. I thought, anytime John Cena does most of his stuff, I think it's pretty easy. You know what I mean? Beloved guy.
Yeah.
You could be corporate Cena. You could be rap Cena, whatever. So we start off with the tag match, which I thought it was boring. I didn't really care.
It wasn't fantastic. I mean, it wasn't great.
It was like 5 minutes. Like it was. To be honest with you, I barely even paid attention to it. But I did see the Speed guy, who's like a big YouTube dude. I wonder if he gets flagged like we do on shit. Probably not.
Probably not, because he probably pays a licensing fee for stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But he did a jump off the top rope that was cool. So there you go. There's your moment.
There's your moment. Yeah. Like I hate it. My personal opinion is I hate it when celebrities get involved in matches or in matches. But this actually worked pretty good, and it was a good story.
Yeah.
With
well, he's an athletic dude, so obviously he could do the spots or whatever.
And I was a little bit worried about him doing that top rope or the turnbuckle to the table spot. Yeah. Because that's actually a pretty hard spot to do. Not that I've ever done that. I'm just speaking about something I've never done myself. But it looks like it would be hard because if he jumps too far, he's going to hit the wall. If he doesn't jump far enough, he's going to hit the edge of the table. Yeah. So he did that really well.
So up next we had the by the way, LA Knight just pinned Austin Theory like in 2 seconds. All right, whatever. So up next, we got the Jacob Fought 2 versus the Drew McIntyre. I thought this match was pretty fun for what it was. I did like it how it... So this is supposed to be like their lights out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like except it was match 2 during the daytime.
It was their unsanctioned match that's not sanctioned by the WWE at all, even though they have sponsors everywhere. I guess the sponsors sanctioned the match, not WWE.
I guess so. All right. I guess so, yeah.
So this one it's okay. So if you can, all right, if you compare this match to a lights out AEW match, completely fucking different. All right,
completely fucking.
But for what it was, I thought it was fun. You know what I mean? We had the toolbox. Joe was scared about that. A couple wrench spots in there, a couple chair shots, a couple tables. I thought Jacob Fought 2 looked really good. I liked his entrance.
Yes,
I liked Drew's entrance with the sword. The sword's back. And I thought Jacob, he's supposed to win. We heard that Drew's going to be filming Highlander, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. For this match, I thought the match was fine. I mean, it was really good for what it was. But do you think that, well, I don't know if you heard, but the rumor going into it originally from like a couple of months ago or a month ago was that they were going to have a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Well, but then all of a sudden it became the sanctioned match. So I'm wondering if maybe they just didn't want to have a Hell in a Cell where this was going to have to go on the card, like, you know, match number 2. So they just did the best they could and did this unsanctioned match.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different plans that were supposed to happen for this WrestleMania, apparently. You know, one of the plans is even Cody and versus Drew in the Hell in a Cell. But yeah, I mean, for what it was, I thought this match was fine. Like, I thought it was pretty fun. Big moment, moment. Remember, we only want the moments here, brother.
We want the moments.
Good old moment for Jacob Fatu, which I think he's going to be, you know, later on this year, he'll probably be in one of the top stars and have some good old feuds. So, you know, for what it was, I thought it was pretty fun. You know what I mean? It could have gone a little longer.
I agree.
We don't get that at WrestleMania, brother. We get commercials.
Not anymore. Apparently, we got to make time for ads.
Yeah. Remember, Ram Truck gave up 25% off. They got to make that money back somewhere, brother. All right.
Oh my God, that was so bad on SmackDown when Pat McAfee shows up and he's like, "I'm gonna drive away in my Ram truck." I'm like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
yeah, brother.
Do we have to like have product placement in every single moment of this damn show?
That reminded me of the what's that movie with the metal dudes?
Spinal Tap?
No, the other one. The Wayans brothers, the two brothers.
Metal dudes.
The two brothers. With the black and blonde hair.
Bill and Ted?
No, the other one. The Wayans brothers or something like that. What are they called?
The Wayans brothers?
Yeah, oh my God. The dudes with the black and blonde hair, they were like the metal guys, the Thrasher guys. All right?
Thrasher guys.
Okay. Let me see. The metal head
I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Let me see if I can look it up. I forgot what they're called. But they're like these popular Wayne's World, brother. Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World. Oh, yeah. Wayne's World.
The two metal guys with Austin Powers and the other guy. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, with Austin Powers.
Remember, it was like the first or the second movie where they were just doing product placement. Like, here's my Coke.
Yes.
You know, here's my pizza. That's what the whole WrestleMania reminded me of. Just product placement everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that show ran 3 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're saying that out of that, there was an hour and 20 minutes of wrestling or something like that?
Yeah. It's clocked in. There was like an hour and 25 of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, you got to consider, though. So, like, before we move on, let me mention this. So, that first match was 7 minutes and 10 seconds long. All right. But, of course, that was bell to bell. So, after that, the ads were 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So half of that time was played in ads after the match was over. Yeah. That's just something to keep in perspective. But anyway, let's move on to the next match.
And we got to remember the first two matches, just like I guess today's is going to be the first two matches are going to be airing live for the first time ever on ESPN. So cool.
Yes, first time ever.
Now, do I care about that? No, but that's cool for them, I guess. All right, so the next match we had was the women's tag. All right. This is just to get people on the card. All right. We had like Charlotte and Alexa, which I think they're a boring team. They had Bailey and Lyra, which is a cool looking team. I actually thought like the Nia Jax and Lash Legend entrance with the demolition gear was awesome. I think they should keep that.
That was great. Yeah, you're right.
And then, go ahead.
But I think their team is boring in general.
Yeah.
And I just think Nia Jax is boring. But they look great when they came out of Demolition.
Yeah. I thought they did a good job there. And then we had the one surprise of the evening.
Yeah.
We had Nikki Bella giving up her spot because of her foot, giving it to the former Saraya of AEW, the former horror movie convention round girl. Paige is back. I guess she got tired of doing those horror movie conventions. All right, she's back.
Yeah, she want to get paid again.
Yeah, she doesn't want to take pictures with the fat marks anymore that are trying to hold her. All right.
No.
All right, she wants to get that real money, that TKO money, brother. All right, so I thought she did a great job. I thought she did fine.
I mean, she looked good. I have a bunch of problems with this. One, I guess there's no way they could get Io Sky and somebody on this match, or even Kyrie and Asuka in that spot. They have to bring back Paige.
Yeah, Paige. Bro.
And two,
she gets more views.
She does get more views. And then Nikki comes out and says that she wanted to bring an old friend back. Like, I can't remember a single time when the Bellas and Paige were friends. In fact, I remember them hating each other most of the time. They were in the,
well, maybe they have a love-hate relationship. They have a love-hate relationship, all right? You know what I mean? They love to hate each other.
So, but yeah, so I don't know. What do you think of this match?
So
exactly.
If I said I was folding laundry during this match, would that be bad? Because I watched a little bit of it. It was all right.
No, I kind of wandered away during most of this, to be honest with you.
I mean, to be honest, listen, I like women's wrestling. I think women's wrestling is fun. But I knew what this match was coming in. I knew it was just going to be a showcase of them doing spots. And then, like, once Paige came back, I already knew they were going to win. So I was like, all right. I mean, I'll watch the final sequence and I know what's going on. Because, like, okay, like me and Alison, we've been watching wrestling for, like, so long. Like, you could tell when something's going to be a fun match you got to pay attention to. And when some is just, let's get our moments. And I don't give a fuck about your moments. I want to see some brutal-ass wrestling. All right?
Yeah, I want to see some good matches. And so far, we've only got one really good match.
Yeah. One decent match. Like I said, for WWE Street Fight standards, I thought the Drew and McIntyre and Jacob Fatu match is fine. But if you compare that to any AEW one, it's like not even close. All right?
No.
So then we have some more packages. And I think we've got like Hall of Fame people coming out and everything like that. I don't remember the actual order, but then the next match was the AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch Intercontinental title match.
Yes,
I thought this match was boring. Also,
you didn't like this?
I don't want to hate on. I don't know. It was. I thought Becky did a pretty good job. You know what I mean? Like pissing people off and being very sneaky, but I don't know. Well, I've never been the biggest AJ Lee guy. Is that gonna get me canceled?
Probably not.
I thought she was always kind of boring and full of herself. But maybe that's just me. I mean, she was good when she was like the general manager thing. But other than that, like wrestling and stuff, I always thought she was boring.
I really liked AJ Lee when she was a heel. And she was like crazy and she was like in love with somebody.
Daniel Bryan.
I can't remember who it was. Daniel Bryan, I thought that was really cool. When she was like screaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like this... it's hard for me to buy this whole sincerity thing she's doing now.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I don't like about it. I think she's good in the ring still. I was really surprised that she was as good as she was when she came back.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't like when she like on Raw or SmackDown or whichever it was when she was like talking to Becky and she's like, your daughter's favorite wrestler is me.
Oh my God. No.
And like Your daughter is 5. Like your daughter has no idea who AJ Lee is because AJ Lee hasn't wrestled in her entire goddamn lifetime.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that's her favorite wrestler.
Well, the line that really got to me is like, I'm your wrestler's favorite wrestler. I'm like, there's no way.
I don't think so. That's not true. That's a line. That sounds like a line that CM Punk gave her.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So next we're going to, which I thought was I'm pretty sure it's universal. This is the best match on night one by far. Might even be the best match of the weekend. We'll see. I thought this match was fucking great, which was Gunther versus Seth Rollins.
It was great. I don't know if I would say it was better than the main event, but yeah, it was really great.
I thought it was way better than the main event.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it.
Okay, what I liked about this match, because this match was like, it's like a fight out there. Like they were going like I thought, I thought in the main event they should have booked a match like this compared to them doing it because there should have been way more animosity between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes than Gunther and Seth Rollins. Gunther and Seth Rollins, they're going out there. They look like they were like, I wouldn't say they're shooting on each other, but they look like they were like, when somebody punches you and you get that reaction, they kept doing that. They kept doing that, like that intensity. I thought that intensity was there like the whole match, which is very rare for a Seth Rollins match. He has pretty good, like, he's very good, technical wrestler, high flyer and stuff. But I thought this was a really cool match with his intensity that hasn't been showcased before.
I agree. And I think Gunther is really good with intensity.
Yeah.
Gunther looks like I believe Gunther.
Yeah.
He's one of the few modern professional wrestlers that when he says something, I believe him. Like, it sounds like he really means it. Like, he sounds like, like he really has something against the other person. Like when the whole thing, when he was talking to Jey Uso, when Jey won the title last year before, whenever it was.
Yeah.
Jey, when he was talking about how Jey was like not relevant, and he's like, I'm sorry, but there's no way you're gonna win this. And he was just matter of fact about it. Like, I love the way Gunther talks, which is not something I thought would happen when he came to WWE.
Yeah.
But I love the way he talks, and I love the way he wrestles in the ring. My problem, and Seth kind of brought that to this time. Like that, like you're right. They looked like they were actually in a grudge match and a fight. My problem with this is this match doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no reason for this match to happen other than Gunther randomly attacked Seth Rollins a couple of weeks before Mania happened. There's no this match doesn't make any sense.
Well, the build-up didn't make any sense, but I think what they're getting at, because this is obviously the match that got plagued by injuries, was that now Paul Heyman owes Gunther a favor, and the favor is going to be him retiring Brock Lesnar, probably. Or
interesting.
Like
okay.
Okay. So during the match, we did have some interference by Braun Breaker, hernia-free Braun Breaker.
Yes.
Back, looking jacked. All right. He spears him like on the barricade. I thought he like re-injured himself when he speared him on the barricade.
Yes.
But he
didn't. I thought it was over. He looked like he broke Seth Rollins in half when he hit him. Yeah. I was like, oh god.
So then after that,
went back out again.
Yeah. Then Seth got back in the ring and everything. He's looking at Braun like, you fucker, and then Gunther comes around and chokes him, and that's when Gunther finally gets a WrestleMania victory. All right. Mm-hmm. And then we get the super spear by Braun Breaker, which I thought it was okay, but it was kind of ridiculous. So Seth Rollins just standing there, like it looked like
waiting on him to 5 yards.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those bull, when they got the bull with the flag, and then you like fake him out. Not Seth Rollins. It's like, all right, just spear me. All right, we booked it this way. It got booked. That's why we did it.
It got booked this way. Mm-hmm. I think when they think of things for Mania, a lot of times they don't consider how long the ramp is.
Yeah, I know they don't.
And he's running that entire ramp, and Seth Rollins just standing there waiting on him.
Yeah.
What would have been? Well, one thing I had a problem with this is the camera angle on it was really bad, so you could tell that Seth kind of sidestepped it so it didn't hit him.
Yeah.
So he barely made any contact with him. A better option would have been, I think, for him to dodge that entirely, or because that would have made sense as to why he's standing there. Or if he'd tried to brace against it or something, and then they had a collision of the immovable objects or whatever, and then they both go down or something like that, maybe. But that's going to be a good feud, though. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins is going to be good for the next 6 months. Yeah.
So then up next, we got probably one of the shortest matches of WrestleMania weekend, which was Liv Morgan coming out to her Christina Aguilera pop song. All right.
This was terrible. I was like, the match wasn't bad, but that entrance is fucking awful.
I felt like I got transported to 2005, TRL. You know what I mean? Every time I see this shit.
Exactly. I mean, you know how much I love Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
But this is, I hate this.
Well, she could be a pop star now, Alison. There you go.
Yeah, sure she can. We'll see.
So she faced Stephanie Vaquer. All right.
Yeah.
And I thought this match was, actually, I didn't even think anything of this match. It was only 7 minutes. They barely did anything. Bunch of interference. We got interference by
the Judgment Day, of course.
The Judgment Day, Roxanne and Raquel. And then eventually Stephanie does a dive. And then she waits there. She poses for some reason, for 3 minutes. And then Stephanie comes in, throws her against the steel steps, does her oblivion, wins the match. And do you know, Alison, that this match was the exact same length as Cody Rhodes' entrance to his match?
That doesn't surprise me at all. That does not surprise me at all. But this entire match was the same length as Cody's entrance, yes.
So, on the WrestleMania show, we barely get any wrestling. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, welcome to the new WWE.
It's moments, brother. You better like that moment. Alison.
Because that's all you're gonna get.
It's kind of like when we were watching Oblivion on here, or Overkill on here. We have the moment of them cutting off the finger, and then we cut.
Yes.
It's the moments, man. All right, so this is when we get a couple special stuff. We get John Cena coming back, talking to the attendance thing. We don't know if they're real or not yet. The figures. And then we get Bianca Blair, can't even say her name. Bianca coming out and introducing that she is pregnant. So that's awesome. Good for her. All right.
So now she's going back out again.
Yeah. She's been out for like a year because of her knuckle and stuff. A very bad hand injury. And now she's obviously pregnant now with Montez Ford. And obviously that kid is going to have the best genetics ever. I mean, God.
Yeah. It's going to be the best wrestler of
it's gonna
ever.
Be like this. Well, if it goes in
15, 20 years from now.
Yeah, if the kid ever goes into wrestling, yes. But like the genetics of like athleticism, holy shit. Yes. All right. So that's awesome. That's awesome for them.
Speaking of, do the Street Profits still work for WWE? I haven't seen them in forever.
I know. I don't know. I mean, they're just, sometimes they just don't use them, I guess. But
and they're so good though. Those guys are so good.
Yeah, I think so. I always felt like Montez Ford should have been like a heel, like a single bad guy, like on his own, because he had a lot of momentum a couple years of him doing like a singles run, and he's a good promo, and he's a good athlete too. I thought they should have gave him like the cocky heel, playboy character. You know what I mean? Like kind of like what Trick Williams is right now a little bit. I thought Montez Ford could have done a perfect job doing that as well too. So. But, it's not in the cards, I guess. So up next, we got the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. All right. So we have our boy Pat McAfee, which I don't mind. I think he's a pretty good heel.
Yeah. He's good on the mic.
Good on the mic. Do you ever watch his ESPN show, though?
No.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Maybe because I'm not a big sports guy, but like it is kind of annoying. His show is, but I mean, hey, obviously they make more shit than we do. So what am I to say? Right.
Yeah, what am I to say, right? But I mean,
maybe
honestly,
we should come on here and just start talking at it. What? Hell yeah!
It's obnoxious.
Will that give me
it's obnoxious.
Will that give me viewers if I just act like that? Nothing. Okay.
I don't know. I think that I just don't have any interest in his show. I mean, I feel like when he talks about having a wrestler on there, like I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I should have watched that. Yeah. But now I feel like it's all just storyline.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
On his show, but anyway, so he's back. I didn't understand this match at all. Maybe you can explain it to me.
Whoa.
I don't know how it. I don't know why it ended the way it did, or how it ended, or whatever. Well, I thought the match was decent though.
So I've been watching wrestling since I was 14. So I kind of get some of what they were trying to do here. Okay. So first of all, we get Pat McAfee coming out, long ass entrance. We get Randy Orton coming out, long ass entrance. Then we have Cody coming out. I thought Cody's entrance was cool because they were showing some of his past gimmicks. And I swear I saw the NWA World title on his little graphic too. So that was cool. And I couldn't tell if I saw the TNT title or not. But they had some belts of what they won in the past. Cody comes out. Really cool mask. He does that American Nightmare mask, which is cool. They should probably sell that. They probably are going to sell that pretty soon.
They probably are. That's probably on the shop right now.
So here's what I'm thinking about the actual match. All right. So there's a big, there's a thing in wrestling where WWE never really so they act like they listen to the fans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, the fans judge who is this. The fans do this. The fans do that. Not necessarily. Because for the longest time, we had characters. I mean, Roman Reigns is a perfect example before he became the tribal chief guy. Mm-hmm. They would book him in matches, and they would book him to be the baby face on a big WrestleMania, and they got booed the whole fucking time.
Right.
But they still booked him to be a baby face, overcoming the odds, winning the belt. You know what I mean? And no matter what, year after year, he gets booed. You suck, you get booed. Doesn't matter. We're straightforward. This guy is the guy. All right? But now, it's a little different. Now, I think the reason this match was so weird is because I think they booked the match expecting Cody Rhodes to get booed the whole time, but he wasn't.
That's interesting.
Because if you think about it, Randy Orton was supposed to be like the mega heel, right, with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But then Michael Cole so basically what happens is Pat McAfee comes in, jumps Cody, starts beating down Cody. Cody gets the upper hand, gets Pat McAfee out of there. Pat's on the table. A jelly fat comes onto the thing.
Jelly fat.
Gives him the good old elbow. All right.
Yeah.
I don't mind Jelly Rolls. I thought he's an okay character. All right.
Mm.
I don't particularly like his music, even though I know he was a rapper back in the day. But his country style is not really my thing. But he's fine. Exactly. I do like his motivational speaker kind of guy. I think that's kind of nice. This is a nice feller. He seems like a nice feller. All right.
He does seem like a nice feller. He seems like somebody it'd be fun to have a beer with at the bar.
Exactly. So he gives him the good old elbow. He's like, Cody Rhodes, get back in that ring. All right. So he's in the ring or whatever. And now Randy Orton and Cody are fighting. You know what I mean? This is the one-on-one match. Yeah. But Orton was selling a back injury. Now, we don't know if it was a real back injury. We don't know if it's a fake back injury. But he was selling the whole time. But to me, it looked like they wanted to have Cody like the heel in the match because he's the one beating on the back, going after the back, beating up the back, not taking, not having sympathy. All right. Yeah. But then it was just weird. It was like a weird dynamic. It was all like Cody, I think they expected Cody to get more booze than he did, but then he didn't get the booze. And then Randy Orton would get like a little booze and cheers. It was just really weird, like the dynamic. You know what I mean?
Huh. Okay, so that's an interesting take, and your take is probably more accurate than my take.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on this is that they wanted to have Cody and Randy in the match, and they didn't know how they were going to get there, which is why they had that kind of awkward title change from Drew to Cody in the middle, not even on a pay-per-view or anything. And then they tried to have Randy turn heel with Pat McAfee, but then people were cheering Randy more than Cody because they want to see Randy win the title.
Yeah.
And then when they go into this match, Cody works like a heel, but so does Randy. Now they seem like they're two heels. I kind of thought this was going to be like a Bret Hart and Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13, where they have a double turn. But then especially when Randy turned on Pat McAfee, which I predicted.
Yeah.
But then I thought that he would turn on McAfee and then start being the good guy, and then maybe Cody would start being the bad guy, and then they would kind of switch roles. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was weird.
They both seem to be heels at the end of this. It just.
Yeah,
I don't understand what they're getting out of this.
They get up to that sequence. Basically, they were doing the match. Randy Orton was selling his back the whole time. All right. And eventually, Cody, they both get busted open. So Randy gets busted open by the steel post. Eventually, Cody gets busted open near his eye, too. And Cody, kind of pokes him in the eye, kind of doing a heel move. Like I said, Cody was like the heel almost the whole match. Then Randy Orton, I guess, couldn't see, even though Cody was right in front of him, but he couldn't see, so he arcades somebody over here. That doesn't make sense. So he arcades the referee, Charles Robinson, who's been in 1 million matches throughout his career.
Yes.
And he's a frequent visitor of the Texas Frightmare Weekend, by the way.
No, interesting. So
he gets RKO'd. Pat McAfee comes down like a goof in some sort of neck brace with his referee shirt on. He counts one. Okay, then after that, Randy eventually gets Cody. He RKs him or whatever. Pat McAfee comes down, counts 1, 2, and then stops counting. After Cody kicked out. And I guess Randy Orton was so pissed off that Pat McAfee did things the right way that he RKO'd him. All right.
I guess so, yeah.
And then doing that, referee rakes up, Charles Robinson does. Cody comes behind him, hits the crossroads. 1, 2, 3, match is over. And this means Pat McAfee is gone forever. All right. Then after this, Randy Orton now turns heel. And even though he was the heel, but he turns heel.
Again.
He hits Cody Rhodes with the belt, does the pump kick. The fans are so upset that they scream one more time. And then he stands over him with the belt, super baby face now. I guess he turned again. And then that's how it goes.
Yeah, I was super confused. Like, the whole thing where he RKO'd Charles Robinson made sense to me, I get, in a way, even though he is behind him instead of in front of him.
Yeah.
But I could see how, okay, he can't see really well and he's disoriented, and all he sees is blonde hair out of the back of his eye, the corner of his eye, and he just hits the RKO to keep from getting hit by Cody. I could see that. But like none of the rest of the end of the match made any sense at all, and I have no idea I have no idea where they were going with this. Like, but it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like Randy changed from face to heel like 3 times. Yeah. Like he worked as a face through most of the match, and then he did his legend killer pump kick, which I don't think he's done in a long time. No, remember, that's what he used to use to put out, all the legends back in the day.
Well, the problem, there's also a problem with that too. I mean, like, if Randy has a real back injury, obviously he ain't going to be wrestling. Yeah. He just punt kicked Cody, which means that's like one of his devastating moves that you're supposed to be out for a couple weeks.
Yes.
What the hell does Backlash look like for them? Is anybody on the Backlash card, or they're just keeping them out until Backlash is over? So Backlash is in like 2 weeks, so...
Oh, it isn't. Yeah, you're right. It isn't 2 weeks. They don't have a lot of setup time for this.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering about that, because it's kind of. I wonder if maybe the end of that match was changed because Randy is hurt.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Randy was supposed to win it.
Because I've had back injuries. Obviously, probably not like his.
Yeah, obviously.
Like I had like 3 back surgeries before in the past.
Yes.
And like, I don't even take half the punishment that they do on their body. And even sometimes when I'm even working out, just regularly working out, my back can get twisted and start hurting. All right.
Yeah.
So, and especially all the pain that he goes through, especially if you had like a whole back reconstruction surgery, it doesn't, I don't know, it could just turn the wrong way sometimes when your back can go out. So I highly believe that he might really have a back injury or something about it, but I don't know. It's wrestling, so you don't really know. You don't know until you watched Unreal.
SmackDown.
That's Unreal, true. Bro. Once we watch Unreal, we'll know the true story. All right?
Now, because that'll absolutely be the true story.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, because it is interesting, because now that the more I think about it, like, if Randy had won this match, the whole story would have made sense.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe like he came up injured like right before this match, and he was going to have to take some time off, and that's why they changed it to Cody keeping the title. Because none of it makes any. I mean, think about the whole thing. Like the whole thing going into this was like Randy was like, I want to win my 15th title or 16th title, whatever it is.
15. Yeah.
15. I want to win my 15th title. I want to win my 15th title. And then Cody's like, yeah, I want you to win your 15th title, and I want you to win it against me, and we're best friends, and we're going to go into this match, and we're going to fight as friends. And then Randy tries to turn heel, and then all of a sudden he doesn't win. So like the story wasn't completed.
Well, also,
like you would think a WrestleMania match would be.
Well, they also want him to be the 09 Randy Orton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember the big thing was Cody was like, I want you to be the 09 Randy Orton. And Randy Orton's like, all right, I'll do that. So I beat your ass. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it just right when they had the Pat McAfee guy come in, it was just kind of strange. Like,
right, yeah, I agree.
There could be multiple reasons that we heard. It could be a higher up decision. It could be Randy Orton just couldn't do that much physically because of his back. There could be multiple things that happen. So
the only other thing I have to say about it in speculation is I wonder if it had anything to do, like, I wonder if Pat McAfee was supposed to be The Rock, and The Rock wouldn't do it.
Well, The Rock, he's too busy out there doing TED Talks, brother. You don't want to come to.
That's true. But that would make sense though, because remember, like last year, the whole thing about him and Cena was that he was telling Cody that he had to go dark to be able to survive in this business. And then he gets Cena to go dark, and that's how Cena beat Cody. So, if that had been The Rock coming back, that would have been a continuation of the story from last year. Or if Cody had brought The Rock and said, okay, finally I'm going to go dark, and that's how I'm going to win. And then he brought The Rock back with him as the final boss, and then he'd beat Cody as a heel, with Randy as the face, and then they could have kept this thing going, and then Randy wins his title at SummerSlam. That would have made sense. But the way they did it was just a little bit of both, and none of it made sense. But I thought the match overall was pretty good, though. I mean, both those guys are good wrestlers, and I was decently happy with it. Tonight's going to be much better, though, I think.
Yeah, I would say night 2 is probably. I was looking forward to night 2 anyway, with most of the matches they have on here. Yeah, like I said, I like them. The match is fine. I thought they could do a little better. Like I said, I'm not going to give it the full judgment because I don't know for sure if his back is hurting or not. Because if his back was hurting, he did that performance. Good job. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
But let's talk about night 2. So we got a couple of good old matches happening on night 2. We'll give some more predictions. Then we'll get to our review. So the first one we have is going to be airing live on ESPN. Probably the biggest match of the weekend, I'm guessing. Most popular, most hyped. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I would say this is definitely.
Maybe, yeah.
Which one do you think is bigger? CM Punk and Reigns?
I think CM Punk and Reigns is a bigger match, yes.
That might be a longer match. All right.
Oh, it'll certainly be longer.
All right. But I don't know if it'll be a bigger match than this one. I think this Brock. Okay, so here's what I'm expecting out of the Brock Lesnar Oba match. Do you remember? You remember when Brock Lesnar faced Goldberg at that WrestleMania, where it was like super quick but super explosive? That's what I'm expecting out of this one. And if they don't have Obafemi win, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, because
that's the only thing that makes any sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for Oba with the big ass power bomb that he does. For win the match. And I'd probably give it about, what do you think, 7 minutes? 8 minutes?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If you count entrances, yes.
All I want to know is how quick is Brock Lesnar going to be sweating? The first 3 minutes? 5 minutes? What do you think?
Oh, no. He'll never make it that long. Like 2.5 minutes is the most he's going to go.
Oh, that's right. All right, so then other than that, let's see what else we got on here. Here we go. Night 2, okay. So then we have the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, which is basically just be a spot fest. This one's probably gonna go 8 minutes too, just spot, brother. All right.
I'm looking forward to this, although I don't know why Rusev is in it.
He's there to catch everybody.
Get him on the card. Oh, right. He's there to catch everybody. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. I love Javon Evans, and I'm excited to see him in this ladder match.
They should give him a couple crazy spots. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you it's going to be like a Jeff Hardy situation where he's going to do something crazy off a ladder and hopefully doesn't get injured. But you know that crazy like cutter that he does? Yeah. Where he jumps off bounces off the rope, and then he's going to do that off a ladder, I guarantee you.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Penta winning it, though. Keeping the belt.
Penta will win this, yes.
So then we got women's championship match. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I'm not really cared about this one.
I do not care about this at all. I don't like Jade Cargill. I didn't like her when she was in AEW. I don't like her now, and I don't really care about Rhea Ripley anymore.
I thought Jade has like pretty good presence. You know what I mean? She kind of reminds me of like a Lex Luger, but not as talented as Lex Luger. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
She's like year one Lex Luger, but like she's like year one Lex Luger, right? But like all year round, like every year.
But yeah.
And Rhea Ripley is cool and everything, but I think she lost a little luster. She needs to like spice it up a little bit. But she's usually pretty good about like spicing up her character after a little while.
But
I'll give her
right. But you also have to remember she wasn't supposed to be in this match. It was supposed to be Bianca.
Oh yeah,
and she didn't get back in time.
Yeah, but the Bianca would have made a lot more sense in the storyline.
Yes.
I know John Cena is hosting again. I hope we get a scene with John Cena and Danhausen. That'd be kind of cool.
I know. Danhausen wasn't even on this first show.
Well, they had a blimp. I'm guessing he's going to be on this, and I'm pretty sure John Cena and Danhausen are going to have like an interaction with each other.
Yes.
Which I think is pretty cool. Danhausen's another guy who's not on the horror cycle anymore. He used to be on to all those. He used to do all those conventions.
Is that because he signed to WWE?
Probably, yeah. I think once you sign somewhere like AEW, no, AEW let you go, but I think once you sign to WWE,
you can't do it anymore.
You can't do those anymore.
Yeah. But Danhausen is like. At first, I thought that Brock Lesnar held this record, but I think Danhausen's beat him. Yeah. He's going to be the person who makes the best living out of wrestling with never wrestling.
Yeah, not doing anything. Just showing up. All right, so then we have the U.S. title match, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Obviously, I'm going to go for Trick Williams here. Trick Williams has always been. Trick Williams has been one of my favorites ever since I saw him and Carmelo Hayes go through the Dexter Loomis haunted house. Which I still, we were gonna do that when we did the Battle of the Halloween Havocs, but I couldn't find the episode. They got rid of it. But boy, that's one of my favorite segments of all time. Is them going to that haunted house. I think it's hilarious. So that's why I knew he had personalities in. And of course, he's going to come out there, huge pop. You know what I mean? Sami Zayn's obviously a good wrestler, so it should be a pretty decent match.
I think this match will be good. I hope it goes some length and not goes 7 or 8 minutes. I hope there's some length to this.
I don't know, man. You don't know about these matches anymore on these WrestleMania cards.
The only thing, my problem with this is that I don't understand. They're trying to present Trick as the super face and Sammy as a super heel. But the only reason that Trick hates Sammy is because he beat up Little Yachty.
Well,
and I just can't imagine he cares enough about little Yachty to for that to happen. But I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's also Trick is trying to be like the new hot star, so he wants to go after some belts and stuff. You know what I mean? So
true.
So up next we got a grudge match. Finn Balor, who was marketed as the Demon.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time.
Which I don't mind the Demon character. I actually got to see one of them live before when he did that takeover in Dallas many moons ago. He was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Demon, which is cool.
Yes.
But I always preferred the Finn Balor face paint more in Japan than I did the Demon stuff. I thought his Japan stuff, because it's more like comic book. It was a little bit more simpler, but a little more creepier. The Demon stuff is like kind of like, after a while, it got like repetitive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But we'll gotta see. Maybe he'll be cool this one. I don't know. Facing Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna go for Finn Balor winning that one.
Well, the Demon has never lost.
Yes, he has. He lost twice.
Has he really?
Yeah, he lost to Edge.
I'm wrong.
He lost to Edge at WrestleMania in the Hell in a Cell, and he lost to Roman Reigns. Viva slipping on the rope.
Yes. So as the Demon character, he was in both of those.
Yeah. And he lost both. All right. They're just gonna tell you. They're just gonna tell you he's undefeated, but he's not.
Right. Just like Andre was never slammed into WrestleMania.
Yes, exactly. You got it. We're doing WWE history here, so we can make it up as we go. All right.
Right.
So then we have the World Heavyweight Championship main event match. CM Punk finally gets his true main event versus Roman Reigns. I thought the build with this one was fine, pretty fun.
Yes.
Back and forth promos. I didn't like the love fest that they did at the last one they did, but other than that, I think it's been pretty good. I don't know about this one. This one's the only match I can't really decide who's going to win because, originally the World Heavyweight Championship was made because Roman Reigns would just show up part-time with the belt. And he was the only champion. So they specifically made the World Championship to be the working man's title. Remember when it first came out? That's why they gave it to Seth Rollins, because they wanted to be somebody who's there every night, working every night. But this is the whole new. That doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? So I could see Roman Reigns beating Punk and just being part time with the belt. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I go back and forth on this one because remember they have a stipulation where if Roman loses, he leaves WWE.
Really, I didn't hear that at all.
So I'm pretty sure there's a stipulation for that if Roman loses, he leaves WWE, which means there's no way he's going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't really see either one of these guys not taking time off after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If I'm pretty sure Roman's going to win this and CM Punk's going to be on for 6 months because his wife also lost. So they're going to take time off together. That's what I see happening.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to believe that Roman is going to work from Mania or from Rumble to Mania and then still work through the summer.
Yeah.
But you're right. He could just be part-time and not show up every week, which is going to be not good in my opinion. I feel like, if you're going to have Raw live every week, you need to have your champion show up. And I don't know that he's going to show up every week. Of course, he could hold it for 2 weeks and lose it again.
Yeah.
Because Backlash is in 2 weeks, so he could lose it at Backlash and then take time off.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess that CM Punk wins, All right.
Okay.
And then in 2 weeks, he faces Gunther at Backlash. And that's when he loses to Gunther, and that's when he goes away for a little bit.
That does make sense, but I could see it going either way too. I could see Roman losing to Gunther in 2 weeks and then taking time off, and then they both get time off, and then the summer sucks because their two top guys are not on it.
Well, they'll come back during SummerSlam. You know what I mean? They usually always
That's
do.
true.
So, but yeah, that's some night 2 stuff we got going on. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a little better than night 1, but you know, some of these WrestleMania cards lately have been okay. So
yeah,
but let's get into who booked this shit for Overkill.
Yes.
All right. Let's see what's going on with this piece of movie history, I guess. Or something like that. All right. So let's see what we got here. So this one was obviously booked by Ulli Lommel. All right. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about this Luminal guy about.
Yeah.
That when I was doing some of her research over here, I thought it was pretty fascinating. Apparently he, like later on in the 2000s, let me see if I could pull it up over here. He did these like serial killer movies.
He did.
Like the Black Dollar Murder one, didn't he do that one?
Yep. And he did a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So like he did a couple of those like early 2000, like I think they were straight to home video, like serial killer movies. All right. Like he did the Zodiac Killer. He did like the Green River Killer one, the Black Dahlia Murder. That's the ones I can see on here. Curse of the Zodiac. All right. And to be honest with you, I actually have a lot of those movies because there was like there was like a time frame when I just graduated high school that me and my friends were getting to like serial killer movies, you know, serial killer stories, like real life serial killers and everything. And I remember watching a couple of these ones, like when they first came out, like the Green River Killer, the Zodiac Killer one. But yeah, some of those were pretty, they actually were edited and actually they were pretty cool stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They were all shot on video. And they're all really, really low budget.
Yeah.
Most people who do like his career consider that his time of like he just went crazy and then made these movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they, I mean, they're good for what they are. They're just really low budget serial killer movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're definitely low budget, but they do have like a charm to them.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend checking out some of them. A lot of times those ones they're kind of like part of like a bundle. Like if you have like like kind of like a bundle package together, like they have like 4 movies in one. If you find them on like an old like Blu-ray and stuff. But I actually thought some of those are pretty. You know, some of them were pretty disturbing, and you know, for telling like a real life serial killer. BTK was another one that was pretty fucked up too. The killer one. Yeah, he just went crazy in 2005. Yeah, he did like Zombie Nation, and then he did Zodiac, BTE, Green River Killer, Killer Pacton, all in that same year. And then he would later on do the Black Dahlia one and Curse of the Zodiac. So
he made like 5 movies in 2005.
Yeah, but those 5 right there, like you know, like for real life, you know, serial killer movies, I actually thought they were pretty well done. Like, you know what I mean? Even though they like you're saying, they are low budget and everything, but they still had a good old creepy factor to it. All right. Unlike whatever the hell we watched here, which had to be the biggest spoof off of a action cop movie I've ever seen. All right. With Overkill. So, you know, a lot of the stuff on this movie was, you know, very low budget. Edited. So I think they were trying, like, they're saying like this movie is very VHS style of the era, but I remember a bunch of other VHS ones not having like too much of this crap on there. So,
well, it's like it's skill, right?
Editing.
Like I mean, the editing was really bad. And I'm pretty sure he edited himself. I can't find a name for an editor. I have a feeling he edited himself.
So we did have one of the lead actors, Steve Rowley. was a Playgirl model.
It was.
Not a traditional action star. No, traditional action star.
Yeah, no shit.
So, fucking Magnety. Remember when he was doing all that strips team? That's what came natural to him, brother. All right?
They did, yeah. Like when he was just randomly undercover as a stripper.
Yeah. So what they're saying is at the time this wasn't like your typical action star, but that's why I thought the whole movie was like a spoof on action shit. You know what I mean? There's just so much stuff on there.
The movie would be much better if it was a spoof, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be taken seriously.
So they're also saying that the movie was it was doing the 80s fear on foreign organized crime that was going on.
Okay.
So they were worried. Remember, because like in the whole movie, they're like, remember the mafia taking over? That's what the Yakuza's trying to do now, brother. Right?
Yeah.
And it also, too, mixes in the martial arts, samurai philosophy, and American cop action cliches all in one, kind of. All right. Let's see. So it says actor Chris Tashima, Yakuza thug in the film, later won an Academy Award for a short film in 1997. All right. Wonder what movie that was.
Yes. It was. I read that too, but I didn't read the title. But it was some short. It was a short film.
Yeah.
So it's not a major film, but yeah, he did win an Academy Award. So.
All right. So
but
he
not
won.
For this.
Yeah, Academy Award for a live action short film for Visas and Virtue.
Okay.
I never heard of it.
Good for him.
Good for him. All right. So also too, the Boshimo monologue about imagining your death daily is lifted from samurai philosophy. All
yeah.
right?
So he sounds like he just read that in a book and put it in the movie.
Because remember when he was sitting there with the sword and he was all like, I can imagine myself being shot, killed, drowned by the sea, fired, and everything.
Yes.
Apparently that's something that samurais would do to prepare yourself for death for the day. All right. So the film has noticeable errors. Oh, you don't say?
No shit.
Changing weather, hair inconsistencies, reinforcing its rush production. I mean, literally, if there was a movie on I don't know, just made for TikTok or whatever, this was the one, because you would literally go from one scene to boom right there, boom right there, boom right there. I was like, fuck, I can't even keep up. All right. So, like I said, there's not like a whole lot that I found about the film. I don't even know why it was made. I guess he was just trying to jump on that wave of like the 80s action cop movie, like Lethal Weapon or whatever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Meets a little bit of the foreign takeovers with the Yakuza and everything. Yeah. But it's just funny that they got the Playgirl cop to be the Mickey. You know what I mean? This guy over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he seems to cast these people based on what they look like. So Magnum PI was a huge thing, and he's like, let's just cast that guy.
Yeah, there you go. Just pat him on there, brother. So it's a little bit behind.
And we can afford, so that's fine.
Yeah. So, but I say let's get into it, everybody. Let's get into the full breakdown of Overkill.
The LA cop and the Tokyo enforcer. Different worlds, different weapons. One war.
I'm afraid that's the wrong guy. Not the one that killed your brother. I remember his face.
Too bad. I was planning to go back to Tokyo tomorrow.
What's that for?
It's a sign the police give the Yakuza in Tokyo when we mean business. The sign of the Phoenix.
Overkill. The body count is overwhelming.
All right, so we start off. All right, we're getting some California, LA scenes around the area. We meet, it's kind of like a dialogue going on. Talk about Mickey and his partner being some underground LA cops tracing down these Yakuzas that are infiltrating Little Tokyo around LA and stuff. Then we go to one of those mom and pop shops. All right, they're sushi shoppers, I guess.
Yeah.
And we have the Yakuza trying to get taxes from them for protection. All right?
Yeah, it's like a gangster thing, right? You pay them so they don't burn down your shop.
Exactly. And I don't know if it was like dubbing or these are these characters on here. They had better English than I do. All right. So they were, I couldn't tell if they were like Asian American or if they was dubbing with this.
No, I'm pretty sure most of these actors were just Asian Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because there was some Japanese dialogue, but they didn't subtitle it. At least on the version I watched, they didn't.
No, they didn't, and I like that. Like, I like the fact that you couldn't understand them.
Yeah.
It made it seem more mysterious.
Yeah.
I thought that was done really well, where they're speaking in Japanese, but you can't understand them because you're not supposed to know what they're saying.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
So eventually the store owner's wife pulls a gun on him, but then the Yakuza guys get the upper hand. They shoot them both. Mickey and his partner. Of course, Mickey, half the movie, he's in like a muscle shirt. This motherfucker got no muscles.
And the other half, he's wearing a jean vest with no shirt.
Yeah, no shirt. I think maybe there was like 2 scenes with him with the shirt on. All right.
Yeah.
But he's wearing, he was Powerhouse Gym. All right, Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the sponsorship from Gold's Gym, so they had to go to Powerhouse.
No.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's chasing them down. They see the 2 Get people. They chase them down. And now Mickey's going back to his chief and being like, hey, I know for a fact the Yakuza is taking over Little LA now, and they're going to expand. Remember like the Mafia did years ago? And the chief's like, oh,
I didn't. Yeah. I wasn't alive during that time, but that's exactly what it was like.
And then the chief's like, "No, they're not doing that. You're just being crazy. You're just too of a hard ass Freddie Mercury." All right. He looked like Freddie Mercury mixed in with. Okay, he kind of did look like Scott Hall a little bit, but he just wasn't as jacked.
Yeah,
Scott Hall would have been way better.
No, it wasn't as jacked. Yeah,
right.
Scott Hall would have been way better in this movie.
All right, so
for sure.
Now we got to show our Playgirl model guy smooching on his girl in the hot tub, eating sushi together. All right. She's like, "What do you think I am to you?" He's like, "Well, right now you're just my lover." There you go. Watch me without my shirt on. All right. So they're doing a bunch of this. Then we get a next scene. So basically, Mickey is not really like... Him and his partner have decided to infiltrate the Yakuza on their own without getting basically a lot of backup from, like the police force and stuff. So the next thing they do, they go to a Japanese massage parlor, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
They go get their massage. All right.
Quote unquote.
So we see the partner, about to get it going with the Japanese massager, and then out of nowhere, Mickey pops out with a gun and tells them all to fuck off. They find illegal guns. All right, and then they find illegal guns. He goes to his partner. His partner's been attacked by 4 Japanese massagers. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He goes there. He pulls a gun on him. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I forgot to load my gun. Ha ha ha. See,
fantastic.
Comedy.
What comedy. Hilarious.
So then they line them all up, and then Mickey wants to know, you and your husband stuff. I know you guys have been supporting the Yakuza with guns and drugs, and they are trying to deny it. All right. So then he tries to bring more evidence to his police chief, and the police chief's not having it because the police chief is in on it with the Yakuzas.
No, of course he is. That's why he doesn't want to investigate them, right?
Yes. So the Yakuza guys, there is another scene too where Mickey and his partner go in there and they bug the Yakuza's bathhouse room, which is all of this to me is comedy. All right, with the way the guy just comes in there. Oh, is there anybody here? Nope, nobody here. All right, like all of it.
I mean, it's definitely comedy. I'm just saying it's not supposed to be.
So not only is our boy Mickey Tom Selleck, all right, not only is he fucking on the blonde. Okay, so I couldn't really understand this. Was he fucking on the blonde? Was that her house or his house? Because I swear he said, "Oh, I like coming over here and at your house and everything."
Yeah, it sounded like it was her house at that point in the movie.
then he flirts with the blonde police girl too. So he just all over. Hey, This is just a manly. This guy would be if this was a John Carpenter film. This guy would be Tom
Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
Yeah,
that's who this guy was. For our boy Luminal, this guy right here is the peak of man.
Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
This is man peak right here, brother. All right, Mickey is.
This is good as it gets.
As good as it gets. All right. So now some of this stuff is weighing on him. Like he feels like he's. Well, basically, here's what happened. All right. The Yakuza guy tells the chief, like, we got to calm down your boy over here. All right. So the chief, they pretty much set them up. Okay. So Mickey and his partner go to do a sting operation. And they catch the guys, and eventually is a setup because one of the Yakuza guys shoots the partner in the back. All right, and the partner dies and falls in the pool. Mickey gets out of there, and this is when Mickey goes up to the chief and everything, and like says he thinks it's a setup, everything, and the chief's like, no, it's you guys are pushing too hard. You know what I mean? You're pushing too hard without any backup and everything. You gotta lay it low. All right. So then they have a little dinner or pool. They get drunk outside together or whatever in the pool. And the chief's like, yeah, lay low and everything. And, and then he agrees to do it. All right. Mickey does. And the chief gives him a line saying like, there's an old Japanese saying, you know what I mean? Of like, you only got one life, live it up to the fullest or whatever. All right. And then he talks to his girl. I said, hey, do you want to get married? She's like, where is this coming from? And then he's all like, I don't know. I really like hanging out at your place. And then he's all like, and then she's like, are you really going to lay low? He's like, no. And I was like, what the fuck was this whole scene for then? All right.
Yeah, I kind of was wondering where this came from myself.
Yeah. And
like he just randomly, he's like macking on both girls at the same time, but then he also randomly asks this one to marry him.
Yeah.
And then
he likes this one.
He likes this one. Then he decides he's going to keep pushing against the Yakuza again.
So after this, we get a scene of him on an airplane, I guess. I don't fucking know. All right. All over the place. And this is basically when we meet his new partner that's coming on over here. What was this dude's name?
Akashi.
Yeah. What was his name? Akashi. Yeah.
Akashi. Yeah.
So Akashi arrives from Japan, and he used to be a police officer in Japan, and he's going to because that first scene where the two store owners got shot, and then one of the kids also got injured on there too, and he's going there to basically do some revenge on it. Okay, so he's traveling to Los Angeles to hunt them down. All right, and he eventually meets Mickey. All right, they both kind of have like a stare off. For some reason, Mickey was like doing an investigation outside this house, and it was shirtless doing it.
Yes.
All right, then he runs into Akashi. Akashi killed one of the Yakuzas, and then Mickey's like, "That's not the one who killed your brother and stuff." He's like, "I know. I'm gonna draw this thing on his forehead. It means the Phoenix." I was like, "The Phoenix from X-Men? What the hell are you talking about?" Apparently, it's a Japanese thing. The Phoenix. It's a symbol of the Phoenix.
Apparently so.
Literally after this, they like. I was so confused about their relationship at the beginning, because now like they know they're going after the same enemy. All right. Akashi is telling Mickey, "I know how to deal with the Yakuza. You don't. You're a white boy." All right. So then they're in the call together. Akashi was like, I'm gonna go here and you can go here and we're not gonna be teaming. And then next thing I know, they're teaming together. Did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss. Well, you missed a lot, but it wasn't actually in the movie.
Because he was like, he told him sayonara, which means bye. And then next thing I know, Mick is like, I got me a new partner. I was like, well, didn't you guys just kind of agree not to hang out together? Okay. What do I know? What do I know? All right.
Like it's like, I mean, like this movie again is 81 minutes long, so it's another 80-minute movie. But maybe he could have added a scene where they decide to meet up again, and then they decide to team up, but they don't. They just all of a sudden he's just there.
Yeah. So he tells,
and he also doesn't work for the same police force either. But now he's his partner again.
Yeah. So most of the movie now is Akashi doing little things to scare the Yakuza. Like he chops off one of the guy's ears. All right.
Yeah.
Mickey shows up. He's very impressed with it. That's when we get the whole sword motion of him talking about the samurai death and everything. And that's kind of like their plan right now, is to kind of scare out the Yakuza. All right. And then during this time, Akashi did say that Tokyo reports saying that there is some police, police is helping out some of the Yakuza. And Mickey couldn't believe it. He's like, there's a corrupt cop in Los Angeles? Oh, that can't happen.
No way. That can't happen.
That can't be true. All right.
No way.
So they're so now they're kind of like on the same team. They both like each other and blah blah blah. All right. And let's see. This is when we get the good old strip club scene, because I think it was the blonde cop told them, like, you know what? I heard there might be like some accused business going on at the local strip club, and he's like, you can never get me in there. And the next scene, he's literally on there shaking his ass on scene.
He's literally dancing.
This scene was so ridiculous, man. Like at first I didn't know that was him on stage, and then I was like, oh shit, there he is right there shaking his little whatever moneymaker. I'm
pretty sure that because the guy was a Playboy model, he was probably also like a male stripper, and that's why this scene is in this movie, because that's a skill, I guess, that he had.
Yeah. You gotta put it on camera, brother. All right. So during all this, the Yakuza is like, getting the strip club owners to pay him money and everything. Eventually, after the dance routine, Mickey hears the shots. All right. And then he goes to chase the Yakuza, and then we just cut. Cut to a new scene. We don't know what happened. I don't know if he found them. I have no idea. We cut. All right. Okay. So then this is when we get after that scene cuts. Now we're led to believe, because of the police chief's influence, that the cops are no longer pursuing the Yakuza. The only person who's is pursuing the Yakuza is Mickey and his partner. Okay. So this is when we get the most ridiculous scene, I thought, in this fucking movie, where the Yakuza is roughing up a bunch of people, and we just see Mickey with some huge ass binoculars, just like watching them the whole time.
Yeah, I love those giant binoculars, because that's really inconspicuous, right? He just blends like right in. 5 different scenes. They're in a stadium.
Yeah, huge binoculars with this little shirtless chest piece on or whatever. Huge binoculars staring at him. Their car is like right here, and then they're right over there. Huge binoculars looking at him. The car passes by. He hides, and then he quickly uses the binoculars. All right. It's so ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So then we see the Yakuza guys rough up apparently they're like these people that they got drugs from, or they're gambling. They killed him. And I thought it was funny where, like, one of the scenes, like, they take the guy, they put him in a hood, they spin him around a little bit, and then they run him over.
Yes. Right? So he's disoriented. He doesn't know where he is, right?
And like Mickey, you know what he said? So he went back to the blonde after all this. He's all like, yeah, you know how I found dead these 2 guys, they used to sell cocaine to and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, well, motherfucker, you were chasing them the whole time. You couldn't intervene or anything like that.
Yeah, you could have.
You just watched them with the binoculars the whole time. All right. So now we're getting more. Now they decided, basically, Mickey and his partner, what's his name? Akuza?
It just left my mind. That's Akashi. That's his name.
Yeah. It just Akashi and Mickey decide to do a little bit more. I guess, like, axe on it. So he cuts off one guy's finger. All right. And then they kidnap one of the Yakuza guy's wives. All right. And then the first thing the guy says is, the rise of the Phoenix. All right.
Oof.
And then now they want to have a little meeting about the wife and everything to kind of give her back and everything like that, but they couldn't come to an understanding. So now there's basically like kind of like a ambush that happens. All right. So we have Mickey and Yakuza. They walk into an ambush. All right. There's a lot of Yakuza members opening fire on them, and eventually some of the key moments was there was a close range kill. There's some hand-to-hand combat, and then Akashi begins using his samurai sword. All right, and then he eventually gets killed.
Yeah.
All right. So now after this brutal ambush stuff, I guess both sides are kind of like even, and they're on like a little bit of a stalemate. And now Mickey puts it upon himself to be the last samurai, like Tom Cruise. And he is taken over the reins of taking Akashi's nephew or whatever. He's gonna take care of him.
Before we get that part far, so now we're about 7 minutes from the end of the movie when all this happens. By the way, but so Akashi gets killed and he falls into the pool. And my favorite part of this whole movie so far is where he jumps up out of the pool with the samurai sword that he didn't have when he fell into the pool. Yeah. Like, was the samurai sword at the bottom of the pool?
Yeah, he wished it into existence.
I guess so. He uses samurai magic to manifest a samurai sword. But that was kind of cool. And then they show that scene in reverse where he falls into the pool. Yeah. But then when they show the film of the thing, like the water is filmed in reverse, which I thought was really weird that they would do that, but whatever. But yeah, so now he's decided he's going to take over Akashi's family's life and he's going to help the kid who doesn't walk, and he's going to become a samurai. Yes. And as he calls it, a sushi cook.
Yeah, sushi cook. All right. So he did this is his samurai training for all our video watchers.
Yes.
Shirtless, of course. Can't have a shirt on.
Of course. No.
In a sweaty area with a samurai sword, holding it up, goes past your head, going past the head, going past it here. Ah! That's it. That's all you need.
That's it. That's all you need to know to be a samurai. That was the entire samurai training, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. Perfect samurai master. Tom Cruise, get out of here, brother. Yes. We don't need you.
No.
All right. We got Mickey, the Playgirl model. All right. So now he asked the kid what groceries they need to make sushi making. Oh, by the way, forgot about this. So one of the stuff that happened before Akashi died was now basically what the Yakuza was doing now is they can't find Mickey and Akashi. So what they do is they go after their family members and they kill.
Of course,
they kill Mickey's squeeze, the blonde girl. All right, by that samurai girl, who obviously was in her bed. She lays down, she gets killed. All right, so there she goes. Okay, so obviously Mickey now wants his revenge and everything, and that's basically when they get set up into that trap. All right, so now he's going to go get his groceries and stuff. There's a car assassin trying to get him. But Mickey is now an expert samurai because of his massive years of training, which is 2 scenes. And he cuts off his arm. All
yes.
Right? And then the arm guys apparently was one of the Akusha's sons-in-laws or son. And now they want to go make peace. So they go to the sushi restaurant and they make peace.
Yes, so that's how this ends. So they're making, they make the recipe, or they make the grocery list for him to become a sushi cook.
Yeah.
And then I kind of wondered about this too, because I was watching this, and when he was training to be a samurai, he's like, I'm going to get revenge on these people, but there's 7 minutes left in this movie, so I'm like, what's going to happen? So he cuts the one guy's arm off, and then all of a sudden the other yakuza want to make peace with him, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. And then they're like, do we trust them? They're like, we don't know. We got to see. And then...
Because we might get a sequel to this.
You kidding me? Who the fuck would want to make this shit? Even though it was kind of hilarious, some of the stuff.
It was entertaining.
So then the kid's like, will I ever walk again? And then Mickey's like, I'll put you on a horse. So they go on a horse ride.
So no,
No.
you will never walk again.
But you got horse legs now, so you're good.
Yeah, horse legs. Yeah.
And that ends Overkill. There wasn't that many kills in this movie either. I guess a little bit.
No, there was definitely no overkill in this.
I don't really know. I know why it was made, but I don't know why it was made. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Perfect. That makes sense.
Like, I know why it was made because he wanted to get to the fad at the time of the buddy cop movies and shit, which makes sense. But I was like, God, like, if this, okay, watching this in 2026 eyes, this is a parody film of an action cop movie. I don't care what you're saying, it is. And this has the worst cuts I've ever seen. I mean, like,
that ending was terrible.
Oh,
that ending was horrible. Worst I've ever seen. But it's like all the other Ulli Lommel movies that we've done so far. He had a beginning and he had an ending and nothing in the middle.
Nothing in the middle. Nothing. That's it. So, but yeah, there you go, everybody. Overkill. Good luck trying to find this shit too. I think you got it on Tubi, didn't you? I think it
was on Tubi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there anymore, so you can find it on the YouTube if y'all want to watch it. But hopefully y'all got to watch it before we talked about it. And I don't know, man. Maybe y'all can make sense of the film. If you guys have any more something we missed, or bro, usually with these I like to be as detailed as I can with this. But there were so many fucking cuts, I had no idea what's going on. So I just kind of gave up on my notes and just went off my memory. All right.
Yeah.
So if we missed anything or missed a point, just comment below. But hey, check us out. Retro Blood, Podbeam, Apple, Stitcher, anything you get. Not Stitcher, no, that's not Spotify, YouTube's. Like and subscribe to us. But Alison, for next week to end your birthday month, what Luminol movie are we going to be talking about to get us on out of here?
Well, we're going to be talking about the one that may be the weirdest one yet. It's called Olivia.
Oh, Olivia.
And if I told you what it was about, you wouldn't believe me. So
yeah,
we're just going to have to wait and see.
We're going to have to wait and see, man. So, but we didn't have any music we talked about for this episode, so we'll probably end it without some music. But everybody, check us out, the Retro Blood. Next Sunday, maybe we'll talk about night 2 of WrestleMania. We'll see. We'll talk about some stuff on there. So, but everybody enjoy night 2 of WrestleMania if you're going to watch it. And check us back here next week on the Retro Blood as we finish Alison's pick, talking Olivia.
Yeah.
Let's do it. J.H.
See you guys.
Alison,
Yep.
James Kline. We'll see y'all later.
See you guys.